Living Adaptive.
The goal is to adapt and thrive despite the adversity you face.
You're going to have that little voice inside of you trying to push yourself.
I set a vision for myself, and now I'm seeing it come to fruition.
I'm grateful for losing my leg.
There's just some things you must endure in life.
You might crash. You might fail.
You can find a purpose in your suffering.
I'm not special. I've just decided that I'm not going to stop.
You do everything you possibly can.
We want to change the world.
I'm going to adapt to it and make it the way it works for me.
Take what it is from life that you want and enjoy it.
What's up, everybody? This is Living Adaptive, and this is Scott Davidson. Today I have an awesome guest on. We have Stephen Walker here. But before we get into our guests and our topics, we got to tell you that you can find us at living_adaptive. Also, livingadaptive.com. You can find all the stuff there, links to social media and good stuff there. Lastly, our Facebook page, we started to blow that thing up a little bit. We got a lot of people liking, following. Thank you for that. So we're going to grow Facebook and build that out a little bit. Again, we make no money. I make no money in this. So we're just here to spread the stories, build a community and so forth. So go ahead and share that. After that, thank you for everybody that's been listening and the kind comments on YouTube. And since we've been getting the video side of this podcast going, we've noticed a little bit of a transition of the audio only audience. So we're trying to spread some love there. Let's jump right into this. I got Stephen Walker here. Stephen Walker, I met Stephen at Laughlin for the Para-Spartan Championships. He is an extremely talented person. He's an athlete, and he's just crushing it, man. And we're going to, on a lot of stuff, all the links to Stephen Walker will be in the show notes, and you're going to be able to contact him there. But Stephen Walker, thanks for being here, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, man. What I think is really interesting about you is you're 29 years old. You spent a long time competing against non-adaptives, which is like, you're congenital. We'll get into that in a second. Like what tipped you that there's this whole adaptive side that you can come out and hang out with us and beat us too?
Oh, man. So I didn't find out about the community till like really 2017, 2018. After I first started doing CrossFit at my home box, and then just looking at different videos and trying to figure out how in the world I could do this stuff. And then looking at videos of Logan and Jeremy and Trevor Batal, and like, yo, this is freaking me out. I got to do this. And then my coach ended up qualifying for the Wodapalooza in Miami in 2018, and I got to volunteer and then just watch the amazing athletes go at it. Got to meet up, talk to some folks, link up, and hey, we got our own division. We got the Worldwide Games. Let's go to the Open, see what you can do. And I've been competing ever since.
Stephen Walker, you don't just compete, you hit podium. What are you hitting podium in?
So I got second place in what event was that? Oh, so I got second place in 2019 Worldwide, not Worldwide, Wodapalooza. Mm-hmm. I also got second place at Fallout, the first Fallout competition. Me and Jeremy went head to head. He got first, I got second, but hey, I'm always chasing that guy.
Yeah, Jeremy's Brachial Plexus, and Jeremy. When you say Jeremy, it's Jeremy Ogle. Yep, you guys compete all the time against each other, man.
Man, we've been all over the place together.
You guys are family, though. I know this.
That's my man.
I'm claiming you, man. You're an injury. You're an injury technically. You're a doctor's injury for your. Real quick, we'll get into that, but I'm claiming you to the congenital side, man. You're on our team now. And so because there's so many awesome injuries that are out there, like people that have had injuries that are, when I say awesome, they're just crushing it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to build like, hey man, us congenitals can kind of hang out too, man. Like we can actually try to compete with you. What happened, man?
All right. So I was born with Erbs Palsy.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor pulled my shoulder and then pulled my shoulder out of place and then dropped me at birth.
Shit.
Then get that story until like I was in high school, but growing up I didn't even know I had it. I was just doing everything with my family. Cousins treated me like I was just like everybody else. I'm playing sports, playing video games. Only thing I never learned how to do is ride a bike. That's really? The only thing I still don't know how to do. I tried to learn a couple years back. I fell. Everybody laughed. I gave up. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again one day.
Like after injury, your mom was worried, man. Your mom was worried. And so like, your dad was the one that was pushing you to go out and do some stuff, man. What was that all about? Because I think that's an important side of getting to know you.
Yeah. So, I didn't find this out till later on in life, but growing up, apparently my mom didn't know how to raise me. She was freaking out. I don't know how to deal with, a disabled kid. He's not going to be like all the other kids. And no, she was automatically thinking adoption. But my dad, no, did not want to be with just girls, and he needed a son, wanted a son, and so he wanted to make sure, no, I was here, and anything I needed, he always had my back. So when it came time to wanting to try sports, watching football, basketball on TV, asked me what I wanted to do. Family played football, but my mom already red flags. No, we're not having that. And so basketball was the option. Dad didn't know anything about basketball except what he watched on TV. So got basketball, got go, went to the park or whatever, and just figure things out.
You didn't just play basketball, you played semi-pro. Sorry to interrupt you, but you played semi-pro. They need to know this because it was semi-pro. It wasn't a para team. It makes it really interesting, your drive, man. You're extremely driven with stuff, man. How'd you even get to that far?
Man, so figuring out things in elementary, middle school, I was able to I play on teams. High school got tricky because I had some terrible coaches. Didn't really want me to play. Let me practice, but wouldn't let me play. And then got to college, they wouldn't even let me walk on. I had some scholarships, but didn't know about scholarships till later on in college. And so once I graduated, lived life a little bit, got my last opportunity to chase the dream back in 2016. And my best friend told me about a team up in Greenville, South Carolina. Yep. And they had tryouts that summer in July, end of July. So I moved to Greenville, stayed with my buddy for a while. My girlfriend that I was with at the time, and we had three weeks of tryouts. Man, they were really pushing because I could tell they almost didn't want me on the team, but I just have that work ethic where I'm just gonna do whatever I can to make the team. My shots were on point. I wasn't the fastest, but I was the quickest. So when it came the defense, everybody knew hey, I can't go to my left, try to force me on the left, but my hands are quick enough to where I could still take it from me. And I had some good plays, and once I got everybody to realize hey, I'm a threat. I can actually do this, and I didn't just learn. I practice, do wherever I can. Made the team. Got a good year. Got some good highlights. Actually had the opportunity to go overseas for Egypt and Kuwait. They were looking at me, but last regular season game up in May, messed up my calf. Playing pickup, calf blew up like a watermelon, man. It was horrible. It felt like somebody shot me with a BB gun. So my whole left side went numb, and I just ended up being another player that didn't get that chance. So.
Did you have a chip on your shoulder? I know I had a chip on my shoulder when I was growing up. People actually commented in my Facebook. I announced I was climbing Cotopaxi, and they said, hey, man, I didn't even know that was up with you. And I'm like, yeah, I covered it up the best I can because I had an extreme chip on your shoulder. I wanted, on my shoulder, I wanted to win. I wanted to just be treated right, normal. To me, that's right, just to be treated like everybody else. To them, they were trying to be kind, intentions were good. Is that why you became so prolific? Because at times, to hit that level, I mean, you got to have a chip on your shoulder. Something's got to give you that.
You got to have the chip on the shoulder. I mean, I'm the only one out here doing what I'm doing. I never had anybody show me how to do things. I literally had to do things in the shadow because there's no light around me. I had to figure it out all on my own. So literally had to study books and watch film, and then literally made a way to make it my own.
One thing that I reached out to you, I've known you for a long time, in terms of seeing you outside and on social media, and then also seeing you in person. Now it's been a bit of time in person, but before that. And one thing that I see about you is you do a very diplomatic side, and other times, in terms of posting, you're also very profound too with that diplomacy. Yes. And we speak a little bit about this. And one thing that I spoke to you a little bit about is inclusion within the adaptive world, meaning that you didn't even know adaptive sports existed at one point. Reaching the adaptive athletes, the younger generation, is a lot easier now with social media and letting them know that the availability is there. And when you think of what orgs and athletes made it, what were their techniques to make it so you knew that these orgs are inclusive, that you had a spot here, and how did you know you had a spot here?
So I found out through the Worldwide. That was one of the first ones. Once I got into the whole CrossFit scene, No, that was like the main programmers, and they tried to reach out to different organizations. ATF, Adaptive Training Foundation, that was another one, and then CAF, that's another one out there in Cali. No, they actually the first one, how to get the first one, Crossroads AAA, adaptive athletic alliance. So there was one of the first ones to sponsor me and help me get my personal training certification, and then did training with them in DC, outside DC, back in 2018. I spent summer with them, and they help open doors and they'll help me reach out to different organizations and stuff.
This is a very important subject right now this week. Inclusivity, equality, and so forth. It's an extremely important subject, and it's something that I look to the people that run our organizations, the people that are running them, founding them, our groups, our Facebook groups, everything, to speak up in terms of inclusivity. And you spoke up this week, and you talked about it a little bit. Can you explain where you're coming from there? Because I feel like you have a better voice than me.
Yeah. Being inclusive, man. I'm an adaptive athlete. African American. I live in Georgia, so it's rough. And then trying to figure out how to actually speak without causing issues, without people getting angry, without people being violent. You just gotta have that peace and actually learn how to communicate with one another. Because here, there's no real threats and issues here because it's a smaller community. But as far as there's still segregation out here. It's still people doing their own thing. Nobody's actually trying to come up with a solution to any problems. They just we're gonna stay put, stay silent. Maybe it'll go away, and that's been the case here since my whole life. That's why I've never been bullied. Never been had issues with police and stuff like that, because everybody's just quiet and distant. But growing up, and I had family and civil rights, and they taught me things and how to act, how not to act, and stuff like that. So I don't have the angry black man syndrome. So whenever things do happen, you have to sit back, see what's going on, and figure out a better solution, because there's always a better solution.
What does inclusivity mean to you? Inclusivity and your definition?
Unity. Just coming together, no matter what you are, who you are, what you have, what you don't have. Figure out a way to bring people together, communities, cultures together. And there's always a way. So whether it's through athletics, whether it's through entertainment or just cultures, there's a way to come together. We just got to communicate.
How do adaptive orgs become more inclusive?
Figuring out different programming. So there's more than just one type of disability. Uppers, you could be an amputee, you could be above, lower amputee, you could be just brachial plexus, like me, Erbs Palsy, and still have everything. Everybody can do specific movements, but they can only do it in certain limitations, because everybody has that limitation. Nobody's going to be lifting 300 pounds above their heads and stuff like that. Man, one day. Now that's a dream. But man, once we get to the point where we can actually learn everybody's capabilities, and then figure out ways to push the limits, and then we could kind of do a better job at unifying and bringing the community together on that.
How do we get to a point within the adaptive community? I asked Joe Delagrave this. How do we get to a point within the adaptive community where it's no longer feeling bad that somebody may have a bigger following, or feeling bad that like you didn't get the same crack at a grant or something like that, or that we lift each other up? Like when like somebody else doing good doesn't mean that you're doing bad. How do we get to a point where it's like we're lifting each other up more?
Everybody's got to communicate with each other. Once we actually get to know each other and and learn from each other. How come this person got a grant, this person didn't. Did they have connections? How can everybody have the same connections? What get to the point where it's not just one person winning, but we all feel like we're winning.
What are your favorite adaptive orgs when it comes to like supporting the mission of like being well-rounded in that aspect of like empowering?
Behind Worldwide, they reached out, they helped me with programming, they taught me different programming, because I love coaching, I love training, I love figuring out ways to be better and making myself better and other athletes better. But adaptive training academy, they've done great stuff with their courses, going out around the world teaching how to specialize in different impairments and stuff like that. And I just finished their online course, which was pretty awesome.
Logan Aldridge and Alex Zirkenbach, right?
Yeah, man. Them two and Kevin and Lauren, they're awesome. The videos were hilarious, but definitely got the knowledge that I've been seeking for a while now, as far as how to work with different athletes. So when I do get the opportunity to meet people and work with them, I won't worry about if I'm doing anything wrong and stuff like that.
Why do people, like, I know a lot of people in the community, I have sources and everybody likes you. Like, what is it that what do you do to make you attractive to a lot of organizations and individuals in general that reach out to you for guidance, mentorship?
I just do my thing. I'm still learning the whole social media kick. I try to reach out to different people. I know sometimes it comes to funding and I don't have the most funds. So anytime I could just post anything with like a workout, share my thoughts on what I'm going through as far as during the workout, outside the workout. If it could relate to anybody's life, I try to share it.
What's the hardest thing about having Erbs Palsy and going out and competing? Like what adaptations, what do you have to do to meet, adapt, and succeed?
Overcome the pain.
Really? Tell me about that.
So lately, well, not lately, it's on and off. Like even growing up, I still have like ghost pains growing up. Apparently when I was an infant, I was chewing on my hand growing up, and my parents wouldn't stop me from chewing on my hand. So I'll get a little numbness in my hand. But slowly, I'm losing feeling in my arm. So I lost feeling in my fingers, my digits back in middle school. I lost full flexibility on my wrist in high school, and now it's to the point where it's like basically non-functional. I'm trying to do whatever I can to keep my elbow down to my wrist, because I do a lot of flexion and try to save my bicep and do some resistance training. I've never had physical therapy growing up. Parents couldn't afford insurance on me. My sisters had insurance, but I'll be at recess playing basketball and I'll fall and I'll have all kinds of scrapes and cuts on me. So I'll just give him a bet that he'll be all right.
Oh, you couldn't put a wig on and just pretend for a little bit, get some health care?
Man, I think I've had a total of 10 doctor visits my entire life.
Damn, man.
And just figuring out how to take care of myself has been like a struggle.
Okay. What do you, when, like, we were talking a lot about like inclusivity and so forth. And like, when I think of like what's going on with the climate right now, we've got, what happened in Minneapolis with those officers. And we have like there's a lot of division over the discussions. How do we improve the discourse? Like, how do we improve this discourse? Because even in the adaptive community, I saw a whole fuck ton of fighting over like what this means, what that means. Like, how do we improve the discourse to actually hear?
It gets to the point where people have to grow out of the hate. There's still a lot of hate in this world. I know a lot of older generation, especially around here in Georgia, Carolinas, that hate is literally passed down. And I have kids that I've mentored and talked to that they don't understand it. Like they don't see how things are different because that's how they're raised. And so it comes to the point where we have to teach the younger generation, we got to end the hate, like end the hate now. And as far as being different, and though we have to understand that there are differences, but we can come together with those differences. So even when it comes to like the violence, that's just being the worst reaction. No, it comes, and a lot of people have been posting, no, if you poke somebody enough, no, they're gonna react, and no, that's a lot of that's been happening. But there's always a better way. Instead of attacking your own businesses, your own homes, no, you gotta go after corporate people that actually affect the community instead of attacking your own community. No, as far as the deaths of certain individuals, police killing African Americans. We still have African Americans killing African Americans, so there's still hate within the community there. And again, it's just gotta end the hate.
Yeah, we gotta end the hate. I felt like I felt this week after your post, I'm like, this is, what, Steven's the one. I'm gonna go talk to him. I meant to interview anyways. It was like coming anyway. So I'm like, there's a few that put profound, but I've already interviewed everybody else that had profound posts. At that point, because they were West Coast people. Because my Facebook is like, my Facebook was my last area of like personal friends, and I opened it up to adaptive athletes over the last 5 months, like that I've met out and like competing and stuff. So like now I'm having more people. So like really, it was like really limited to high school and earlier, and so I'm getting different perspectives of what's going on throughout the country. And I felt like there was like a ton of division. It felt like really unhealthy, and I felt like we weren't hearing. We weren't listening, and it was really frustrating. And I hope that we can progress there, because I also want to see, I'm calling you adaptive orgs that watch this, is like, we got to get to a place where we're listening and we're being more inclusive, and we're, let's open up the discourse. Let's show our support. Let's post. Because like in the adaptive world, we're seeking inclusion. Crip Camp just came out, the history of the ADAs, like the 25th or something right now. Yeah. And so like all of this is going on right now, and some places are picking and choosing when they use their stage, and it's become bullshit to me. It's become bullshit.
Exactly.
It's a tough one, man. And I put it out there for it, and it's a very frustrating time, but I'm staying current with what's going on, man, and with everything that's there. Now, if you're running an adaptive organization, if you're running it right now, what would that perfect adaptive organization look like?
It's all inclusive. So bringing not only adaptive athletes, but able-bodied athletes. Everybody has to unify and learn from each other, because there's some things everybody can do that adaptives can't, and then there's a lot of things adaptives can do that able-bodies can't. And so once we get to the point where we can come together there, and then even outside the box, we got to figure out a way to unify outside the box too. There's still a lot of places that don't take care of, don't have handicap parking and stuff like that, and certain gyms and boxes. Be more inclusive outside the box as well as inside.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to another side of your life, man. You're single right now.
Yeah.
What's single life like?
It's lonely.
Yeah. What are you looking for in a partner?
Just communication. Communication, understanding, respect for one another. It's simple.
I need to have a dating show. I was telling you that earlier, but I've told a lot of people. I'm like, we need to have a dating show, because I talk to a lot of athletes. You know why you guys are all single? You're so driven. You're so driven. Like I'm guessing. Like I don't know shit. But like the thing is like I noticed that a lot of my buddies that are single, at times it seems like they're just so athletically driven that there's no room sometimes. Like there's no room.
It's been a lot of focus on that. It's hard to look for a distraction. Sometimes I know while I'm training, like, hey, I need a break. Like I need something to distract me from all this.
What kind of questions do you get? I get questions all the time. Like people are like, are you an amputee when I have pants on because I walk a little off? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like whatever you want me to be today, that's cool. Like I get questions all the time. People are like, somebody's like, do you just skip leg day all the time? I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm making that a T-shirt that's on its way to trademark. Like it's like I'm kidding on the trademark. Actually, I'm not. Sort of. I printed a bunch of shirts. Like, what kind of questions do you get out there?
I hardly get any questions.
People are scared of you though. You're like you're built strong, man.
I look like my dad. I think that's one thing. My dad looks like a bear, and apparently I look intimidating. I never knew I look intimidating. That's why I make goofy faces whenever I take selfies, so I won't give off that hey angry black man vibe.
No, you gave off the I'm an athlete. When I first met you, you gave off the I'm an athlete. I'm about business today.
But no, I don't get questions unless I'm like out of my community. Like when I'm out of town, it's always somebody that'll see me and ask me. I have a kid walk up to me and what's wrong with your hand and stuff like that. I used to tell them that I didn't eat my veggies growing up, and that'll freak them out.
Yeah.
I break it down to them that hey, I was born like this. It was an accident by the doctor. It happens to many kids, but not every kid. But I'm still living.
Man, we got a lot of kids that look at you, meaning that like they look up to you. They look at you and say, "How do I embrace myself the way Stephen Walker does?" They do.
I've been getting a lot reaching out to me lately too. It's been awesome.
What do you tell kids that like for me, I would have loved to have talked to you. If I'm like 10 and you're there, I'm gonna be like, dude, how am I get to a point where I'm okay with this? Like, what do you say to the kids?
Like the ones that reached out to me, I tell them ask questions. If your parents don't know, tell them to ask questions. But having somebody like me that's been through it already, I'm open to share my life experience because I didn't have any mentors growing up. I had my dad, but my dad's working. He'll help me any way he can. But we didn't have resources like we do now. Social media wasn't a thing. Doctors and their research wasn't a thing like it is today. And so actually figuring out how to live was a learning experience. But now it gets to the point where the younger generation have us to mentor and have extra research and resources online that they could just look. But just having the will to want to learn how to take care of yourself and be better, it starts there.
How do you get to a place where you really like and enjoy that? Like for me, I love now being different. I wasn't there. Did you get to that spot?
It took me a while. I didn't find that until I started CrossFit. CrossFit was the one spot where nobody looked at me different because I was doing it with everybody.
If you're winning, that's not fair. It's not fair. If you're winning, you get the boost.
I didn't start winning workouts till a year later, man. That first year of CrossFit was brutal.
Yeah.
Trying to run and work out with the coaches, man. And I used to hate it because I hate losing. Like that's one thing about me and my family. I could take it, but I hate it.
I can sense that about you. I mean, that's most of the community, especially at like Paris Spartan. There was I mean, like most of us have competed pretty heavily in things, and but I could definitely get that vibe from you. Like I'm like when I really want it, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
What do we miss in your interviews, though? Like, you've been interviewed before. You've talked to a lot of people. People miss things all the time. Like, I feel like people miss a lot of stuff in my story, too, when I get interviewed. Like, what do we miss? Like, what's something that we miss about you?
No, it's I got multiple stories within my story. But just coming about how I've become a mentor. Mentoring has been, probably my biggest thing. My family, my parents always told me that I could be a leader. Kids look up to me. People look up to me.
How'd you become a mentor? What got you to go that way?
Younger cousins, siblings, looking up to me, just learning how to do stuff from playing video games, how to figure out how to get Sonic over the ledge, or how to get the ball in the hoop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then once I got to the point where education came about, and just learning how to figure things out, because again, where there's a will, there's a way. But when comes to education, everybody learns different, and I had to learn how to learn.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, like I know that for sure. Like, people recognize you in that mentorship role, and we need more of that. Like, in our community, is that mentorship side. I got my one kid that I train. I've been training him for a year. Graduated. And he's signing his scholarship papers to school tomorrow, so I get to hang out with him tomorrow. Where's he going?
S-Grove.
Yeah. What's the purpose of your injury? Like, to you, did you find purpose or meaning in it?
Apparently, I was just too good. I get that all the time when I play basketball. Like, man, if you could use the other arm, you would have been pro. Like, heck, I could have been pro no way I am.
Yeah.
It took me a while to learn that everybody has to have a handicap, because they can become better, like too good, and then they'll get in their head that they're too good and just better than everybody else. And so it taught me to be humble and respect what I have, and then respect others that have different limitations and stuff like that, because everybody's made a certain way for a reason.
Let me ask you this. This is heavy. This is kind of heavy, but I want people to know you. I want them to know your system. They don't ask this in interviews. ESPN doesn't ask this shit. Maybe they do sometimes, but like they don't ask this. They don't say to the athlete, man, like what's it all about? What's your life all about, man? Like what is it all about? Why are we here, and what are you here for?
Try to be better. Be a better human. Be better than I was yesterday, whether it's physically, being healthy, having a better mindset. I've had times where I wanted to be just angry at myself, at life, things going on, especially with things going on right now in the world. There's a reason to be angry, but in order to be better, you have to overcome. You have to fight and battle that hate and that angriness, because we need peace. And there's peace is the answer. Peace is the way to win. If you really want victory in life, you need to find a way to find peace, joy, and happiness. That's the only way we can actually be better. So me chasing this goal of finding that inner peace and finding that joy, that's what I'm hungry for.
Man, that's why I approached you. I knew that you could speak on this subject of like finding purpose in suffering, finding meaning in it, because I've heard you talk about it. When are we going to get you? And thank you for that. Thank you. Because like it's a difficult subject, and it's something that I wanted to eventually talk about on the show, to be authentic with it. But like, when are we going to get you to get out there and do some IG lives, like really actually put them out, like start talking more, man. Like we see a lot of weight being moved and thrown around.
It's coming. I actually had some guys reach out to me and ask me, start doing some Q&As and stuff like that. So I think Sundays are going to be like my days to where I'll do some walk and talks. So whenever I hit the tracks or I do my walks, I'm just going to talk.
Use the stage. That's the thing. Like with your story, like you didn't even know the stage was there until a few years ago. You're a really interesting figure in that sense, that you spent your whole entire time as an adaptive athlete and a non-adaptive athlete. That's been your life. Like, like it was just there. And it's like your identity was never tied to one side or the other, like in this. And so it's really cool. It's a really unique story. Man, I appreciate you being here, Stephen Walker, and talking about that, because it wasn't just your story and stuff. We talked about a pretty heavy subject. We go heavy subjects, but we don't usually go there. But like at some point, like I was excited. I was excited because I knew you could bring it. You know what I mean? I did.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for being here. Show notes, everything's going to be there. You got to watch Stephen Walker. Message him and tell him to get his ass on IG now. Like or Facebook Live, whatever, YouTube Live. Message him. Let him know we need the voice out there. Tell us what he's doing, how he's lifting, how he makes it happen. So let him know we love him, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Remember, go to livingadaptive.com to find previous episodes, show notes, contacts for guests like this guest, links to social media accounts, and a bunch of other good stuff. So go there. Peace.